From the cauldron, a head wearing armor rises up.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou naught.
Macbeth! 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 Beware Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me. Enough.
What Macbeth doesn't realize is that the armed head is his own. We see at the end of the play, his own head is hacked off by Macduff. So this is something he chooses partially to believe, but he doesn't yet understand its implication.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
This time a tiny child covered in blood, as if just born, speaks to him.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Love to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
This is typical of the witch's ability to tell a twisted form of truth. We'll see later on in the play how, built into the plot, is the terrible misunderstanding that Macbeth now believes himself to be invincible, that no man born of woman can ever harm him. And all men are born of women, aren't they?
Then live Macduff! What need I fear of thee?
But then he decides he'll kill him anyway.
But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
Now we have the third apparition. A child crowned, with a tree in his hand, like a bonsai. Again, Macbeth does not understand the import of this until later.
What is this? It rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, and speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care. Who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam wood to high Dunsinane hill shall come against him.
Macbeth is deliriously happy, realizing that no forest can be uprooted to travel the 6 or 7 miles to Dunsinane Castle across Perthshire.
That will never be! Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet Boldman's good. Rebellious dead never rise till the wood of Birnam and a high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature. Pay his breath to time and mortal custom.
And yet he simply must know one more thing. All this is great, but what is going to happen in the future?
Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Why sinks that cauldron? What noise is this?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Macbeth now sees a line of 8 kings crossing the stage. These 8 kings are the line of the Stuart dynasty, the royal line of Scotland, of which James I is the 9th king. According to Holinshead, the founder of the Stuart dynasty, Walter Stewart, came from the line of Banquo and Fleance. These 8 kings pass Macbeth, and then Banquo's ghost enters.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown doth sear my thine eyeballs, thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow is like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? Fourth, starred eyes. What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet. Seventh, I'll say no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more. And some I see the twofold bowls and treble scepters carry.
Right, just a quick pause there. When they talk about a glass here, they're talking about a mirror. And so this final king has got a mirror reflecting many, many, many more kings behind him.
Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles on me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
And here is the final instance of Middleton's changes to Macbeth, as the first witch has these lines.
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Black spirits and white, black spirits and white, red spirits and white, red spirits and
This simply does not fit in with the rest of the play. Why would they want to cheer him up and dance for him? They're influencing him to turn to his dark side. They know that he's full of ambition and will take his chance to seize the crown and not care about the repercussions. So why now do they call him a great king? This is not the writing of Shakespeare, and this is all the more clear as they dance for him before they disappear. Again, this is not from the original play, and most modern productions will leave this out and have them melt away in the mist. Like this.
Right, just another note here. Although clearly this is part of the play that we have to study, I would suggest that in terms of the extracts that you'll be given in the exam, it's very unlikely that the extracts will come from the elements from Hecate and the witches. However, the parts of the witches' speech which are very clearly Shakespearean, so you know when they're making the spell in the cauldron, those are certainly the kinds of extracts that could come up.
Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand accursed in the calendar. Come in! Without there!
Enter Lennox. What's interesting here is the sense that Lennox has been standing outside all along.
What's your grace's will? Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Therefore, we're led to suppose that the apparitions have been in Macbeth's mind. Certainly Lennox doesn't think anyone could have passed by him unseen.
Fected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them.
Though nobody trusts them more than he does, of course.
I did hear the galloping of horse. Who else came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Macbeth comes to the front of the stage and, shaking his fist,
Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is o'ertook unless the deed go with it. From this moment the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand.
Many critics have pointed out that the word firstling, which means firstborn, is rather interesting here, because Macbeth seeks to murder firstborn children.
And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon a fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this purpose call. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Out he rushes, determined now to destroy Macduff's family.
And that brings us to the end of Act 4, Scene 1. As I said earlier, please use the questions to help you come up with some of your own ideas. And be looking out for language examples that you could annotate that I haven't necessarily picked out for you every single time. I will see you again tomorrow for some more Macbeth.